It's the day after E3. Hopefully, by the time I get this uploaded, I am shooting this at night. Hopefully, I can get it edited and uploaded so that it's out the day after, the first day of E3. I've got a lot of notes here for all the conferences that happened today. So I'm going to split these up into each different conference. This is going to be talking about every single different conference and what they all showed off, what they did, and basically maybe some personal opinions on what they did right, what they did wrong. And just kind of in general to inform you on everything. And if you guys are, if you guys want to, you're more than welcome to comment below with your personal opinions on the conference for whatever particular, if it's Sony, Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA, whoever. So let's get into it. We're going to start off with Microsoft. This is not really Indie Spotlight, but it's something related to it. So here we go. All right, so the first thing that Microsoft showed off, which I thought was a great way to open their conference, was Metal Gear Solid 5. I am a huge Metal Gear Solid fan. Metal Gear Solid for PlayStation is my favorite game of all time. So obviously seeing Metal Gear Solid 5 got me super excited just to start off. We saw some really cool new content from it. We got to see this kind of desert setting where Snake is going to be on a horse, and they've got these new ways of doing stealth where you kind of lean over on the side of the horse so people can't see you as it goes by. And while the idea of a random horse just going by might seem a little weird, I don't know. And maybe it's a normal everyday thing. I don't know. I don't live in Afghanistan, so. But that was a pretty cool idea, I thought. This is going to be an open world Metal Gear Solid game, apparently. So that's something completely new for the series. They've never done that before. So hopefully this turns out to be a great chance for Konami. I hope that they can pull it off because, again, Metal Gear Solid is a big franchise for me. I really enjoy it. And if they can pull off an open world stealth game, it would be amazing. Let's see here. Real-time changing weather. Being able to use different forms of transport. There's a real passage of time. So instead of it being a simulated passage, apparently it is full 1 hour equals 1 hour. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but if it is, that's pretty insane. They showed some really amazing lighting effects that look kind of like how amazed we were at Splinter Cell the first time we saw it. Like that same feeling in terms of lights and shadows. I got the same feeling from this demo for Metal Gear Solid 5. We're going to have dynamic CQC. I've never really been big on CQC. I never really got into the gameplay of it in the other titles like Peace Walker. I just kind of button mash. But anyway, for those of you who are interested in the dynamic CQC, you have that. So, and the other thing is like they had all the names for the characters. And ironically, we had a punished Snake, who, as we all know now, is actually going to be voiced by Kiefer Sutherland. So, Metal Gear Solid fans, what do you guys think about that? We'd love to hear your thoughts on Kiefer Sutherland being the new voice for a much starting to age grizzled big boss slash Snake. So leave your comments below about that, and we're going to move on to the next part. All right, so after they showed that, they unveiled the new Xbox 360, which, yes, we're getting another Xbox 360. We've gone through the normal ones, and then we've gone through the S models, and now we're getting this one that actually looks like the same exact model as the new Xbox One. It's got that same design to it. Sure, why not? They also announced that they're going to be giving away 2 free games per month, kind of a PlayStation Plus type thing, to all Gold members. And it actually had started today, as of the recording of this, they had said Assassin's Creed 2 and Halo 3, but it was shown that Fable 3 was actually free over on Xbox Live. So I went ahead and downloaded it because I have yet to play Fable 3. But anyway, so 2 free games a month for Gold members. So if you guys are Gold members, that should be pretty cool until Xbox One arrives. World of Tanks is going to be coming to Xbox 360, which is a 15 on 15 free-to-play, which is pretty surprising on Xbox. They usually always charge. A free-to-play tank simulation / arcade game. It looks actually really cool. Apparently it's on PC right now, and it's coming over to Xbox 360. Looks very interesting. Then they emphasized, being able to do stuff with indie developers like the people who make World of Tanks. Another developer that's making Max: The Curse of Brotherhood, which looks like it's going to be a platformer game. And that was pretty much all that they talked about in terms of indies. They said that they are going to have an outlet for indie titles, but they never really specified what that kind of outlet's going to be. They didn't really talk a whole lot about it, unless I stopped paying attention and just didn't catch it. After that, they announced, or not announced, but they showed off Dark Souls 2, and then they showed off the game Rise, Son of Rome, which was actually shown a while back, supposed to be a Kinect game for hardcore gamers. And it looks like it's been advanced quite a bit, and now it's not quite as Kinect heavy. There were quite a few QTEs, but it actually kind of looked kind of like the combat system, especially, I thought looked a lot like Batman Arkham City and Arkham Origins. Lots of blocking and countering, and a whole bunch of stuff like that, which looked pretty cool. Oh yeah, after that they did like a 300 type thing where they had all of the Roman army soldiers get together with their shields and do a block kind of thing like in 300, and then they all together got their spears and threw them at archers and everything. It looked very cool and very impressive. And that's made by Crytek. Rise Son of Rome is going to be a Crytek Xbox One exclusive. Following that was probably one of the bigger announcements for the Xbox One, which is the return of Killer Instinct. I have never played Killer Instinct. I've always wanted to. I'm a big fighter person. Even though I button mash, I really like fighting games. I've never gotten to experience Killer Instinct, but it has a huge cult following. And the fact that it's going to be on Xbox One might be the app, the killer app, if you will, that would get people to buy the system for sure. Because people have been waiting for that title for a very long time. And so if you love Killer Instinct, then the Xbox One might be your choice. Let's see here. Insomniac Games showed off Sunset Overdrive, which is going to be like an open world game, which the trailer showed a lot of like parkouring over like, you know, city areas and rooftops, but also shooting a bunch of like zombie-like creatures. It was a very bizarre looking game. It had like the guns used soda for the ammo. It's going to be online. It just I couldn't make a whole lot out of it other than it being this weird, wacky zombie shooter. Forza 5 was shown off with a giant McLaren car on stage, which I think I was more happy with seeing the car than the game, just because I really like McLarens. Anyway, they announced the new Drivatar and the ability to be able to play the game and then do something kind of like what Real Racing 3 on tablets does, where you get your own like kind of personality that is recorded by an AI or the cloud, and then when your friends go to play online, that cloud version of you will race them rather than just you. So you don't always have to be online to play against your friends in this sense. Minecraft is going to be coming to Xbox One so that they can announce bigger worlds, be able to make more, do more with the advanced power. Quantum Break was shown off. It looked like it was just nothing more than just a cutscene, but the idea looked pretty cool, where it looks like there's a guy who can literally just mess with time, and they go into this area where time has essentially broken and time has stopped, and he goes in and he's able to move within no time, and he grabs this person. When he grabs someone, they can now move again. So looked like a really weird thing, and then time broke down again and started moving. It was just really, really weird. I couldn't fully understand it, but it looks very cool. Hopefully it turns out to be a really cool game. A game called D4 was shown off, which is being shown as a murder mystery type game that's also like a cel-shaded style. It looked really cool. It's been so many hours now since that conference, I've forgotten what the trailer looked like. But I do remember being intrigued by it because I love mystery stuff. I grew up reading Sherlock Holmes, so anything that has to do with mystery I'm really into. Project Spark was shown off, which kind of looks like a Xbox equivalent to Little Big Planet, but a little more in terms of customization and the ability to make stuff. Because in this version, instead of like Little Big Planet, I haven't played it, so I don't know this for sure, but it looks like you can actually create within any game that you're playing. So, you know, if you're playing one of your friends' campaigns where they designed this whole thing and you're fighting, you know, against a giant rock creature, you can literally bring the ground up on your own and like actually morph it within real time while you're in someone else's campaign, which is a kind of cool idea. I don't know if Little Big Planet did that or not. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Xbox Live is going to be getting a lot of new updates. You're going to be able to use Smart Glass to do a lot more social things. It lets you do something called smart matching, which is whenever you're in a game, you can actually set up matches that are going to be getting set up while you're still gaming. So that's kind of a cool feature. You know, you're playing a game, and you're like, oh, I want to join a game, but I don't want to sit in the lobby for 5 minutes waiting for it to start. So you get into the lobby in the background, keep playing your game, and when it's ready to go, autosave that and go to the game. I liked that idea. I thought that was pretty cool. Game DVR, so that you can record your gameplay. Obviously, PlayStation has done the same thing. You can use Kinect in order to do a voiceover, and they have their own editing studio that will be within the system, which is called Upload Studio. Twitch will be built into the system, so if you want to go to your Twitch channel and stream, you'll have no problems doing that. You will also be able to have over 100 friends on Xbox Live, and we are no longer going to be using Microsoft points. Finally. There will also be a gold sharing ability with all the people in your household, so there's no longer going to be like the family gold plan. It'll just be shared across everybody, which is nice. After that, they showed Crimson Dragon, which is kind of like a Panzer Dragoon. It looks like a spiritual successor to it. And I love Panzer Dragoon, Orta. Those games are so much fun. I've only played Orta, so I haven't played the other one. But those games are really cool. And seeing a new Panzer Dragoon-style game got me really excited. I love anything with that. Dead Rising 3 was shown off. You play what looks like as a mechanic, and it's much more open world this time. It's not going to be, you know, within the confines of a mall. It looks like it's going to be very open world. No load times, they said. You'll be able to climb to like the roofs of houses. Zombies actually can destroy the environment. So there's a part where he's going through, and the fence that he's behind gets broken down by all the zombies that are coming in. You'll be able to use things like distraction. So in the demo, they use like a flare, which will actually distract zombies so that you have an ability to get away if you're overwhelmed by how many there are. There's going to be hundreds of weapons. There's going to be vehicles in this one. The destruction of this game looks absolutely amazing. You'll be able to use artillery support using Smart Glass, so you can actually call in artillery blasts if you're overwhelmed. After that, they showed The Witcher 3, which is going to be multi-region, open world with dynamic combat. And so I have Witcher. I have the first one on my PC. I haven't gotten around to play it, but I hear such good things about it. I will get around to it eventually. Witcher 3 coming to Xbox One. Battlefield 4. They showed a little bit of the single-player campaign, which most people don't care about, which boggles my mind. Not necessarily because Battlefield's storylines are so good, but because I don't understand the idea of just getting a game purely for the multiplayer. Anyway, that's just me. I'm a single-player person. But it looked really cool. The graphics, it looks pretty much like Battlefield 3, maybe a little bit more advanced. Not a huge jump like we've seen with like Battlefield 3 from 2, but still very impressive. They did show a couple more indie games after that. They showed What Lies Below, which is like a 2D style exploration game, which looked really cool. And then they showed a game that was a stealth game. I didn't catch the name. Either they didn't show it or I just didn't catch it, by Black Tusk Studios. If anybody knows that, put it in the comments below so everybody knows. Then they ended up showing off the new Halo, or Halo Xbox One they called it, or Xbox One Halo. It wasn't Halo 5. But at least as far as we know. And it just was a really short trailer where Master Chief is in a weird robe type thing out in the desert, and then something that looked like a Reaper from Mass Effect came out of the sand, and then he was looked up at it like, I'm going to take you down. That was about it. They did announce that there will be 60 frames per second with this new Halo game. So, Xbox One. They announced the price. It will be $499. That is for the base model, so $500. A lot of people thought that was a little steep. I think $500 is probably a little bit steep, but relatively reasonable considering the PS3 when it first released was $600. And the Xbox 360 was $400 maybe. So it's somewhere in between. It's not a great price, but it's not necessarily the worst price that they could have given it, but Still, I know a lot of people are going to be upset about that one with a November 2013 release. Finally, they showed off the new game Titanfall, which looks kind of like a Call of Duty Battlefield type game in the future, kind of like maybe Battlefield 2142 with mechs, which the mech part completely sold me. I love mech games. Love them. Love them. And it looked really cool. The first-person shooter, I'm getting very tired of first-person shooters. I'm just incredibly just worn out by them. But seeing the mechs, it's like, oh, it's a whole new world. So this will be an online campaign. You'll be able to call in mechs. You can have abilities with your mech. There's a part where they get shot at with bullets, and the mech puts its hand out, and it has like a magnetic thing on it where it can actually shoot those bullets right back at the opponent. You'll be able to eject from your mech, and actually if you plan it well enough, you can eject out and land on another mech and destroy that one. There's going to be jetpacks, there's going to be wall running, invisibility that was shown. Overall, it looks like it's just going to be this huge game with a lot of really cool stuff. So that does it for the Xbox One conference E3 2013. We'd like to hear your thoughts on the entire conference. Obviously, some of the biggest problems with this entire conference was the lack of talking about the things that we've wanted to know about Xbox One in terms of used games, in terms of the online requirements, DRM, all these things that we have really been wanting to know, like the exact details and the things that Microsoft has been having trouble explaining. So that's probably what they did the absolute worst, was just not addressing any of the concerns that we had about those types of things. What they did great was they showed off some really good exclusives, like really good exclusives. Things like, again, Killer Instinct. People are going to go absolutely nuts for that. I know my friend Corey is huge into that game. And he, like, as soon as I heard that, I put it on his Facebook, and he was just like, I am so excited. Those kind of exclusives are going to hook people, and it will get them to buy the Xbox One. So they did great in terms of having those kinds of really hyped up games. But again, the concerns with the online stuff, the DRM, the online connection, Connect, all these different things that we have been really kind of like, I don't know if I like you doing that, Microsoft. They didn't address them. And I think that's probably the biggest problem that they had. And we'd like to hear what you guys think. Obviously, the Xbox One has been a big talk in terms of like controversial stuff. In terms of what they're doing with the next console. So we'd love to hear your opinion on it. You can put it in the comments section below. Let's try to keep it, let's just try and keep it nice, guys. I mean, these are video games. I know these are things that we care about very deeply. But there's no need to start wars on this kind of stuff. There are greater evils in this world. So let's try and keep it nice. Just try and keep them opinions and try and be respectful of each other. But yeah, we'd love to know what you guys think about the entire situation with Microsoft, their conference, and what you guys thought in general. So leave your comments below, and in the next video, we will be tackling EA.